you ready?
We are live from Mike's Kickoff Extravaganza. I'm your host, Neil Sika. We have a vast array of stars, and if you've been following along on jerseymikes.com/FBU, you know we're starting something special with the Jersey Mike's wrap-up shows. They're underway, but here tonight, a live practice behind us, and some great football and cheerleaders. The Tigers are in the house. More importantly, we've got some very special guests to get to, and we're going to start right off the top with Jersey Mike's Vice President of Operations, Keith Hertling. Thank you. And how many of you kids have seen Remember the Titans? Legendary football coach Herman Boone is here. Coach, great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Keith, I'll start with you. This partnership, I know Jersey Mike's is big into the community. Youth football, you're a football guy. This makes sense.
It makes perfect sense for us. We love football. We love this time of year. We're going to be tailgating every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we love subs. Most of the football teams that eat our subs tell us we're the best sub they've ever had.
They are outstanding. Who likes Jersey Mike's?
Coach Boone is already salivating. He's ready for his pastrami.
He wanted to know specifically in Virginia, where he's based, where the closest Jersey Mike's is, and we found it for you this afternoon, didn't we, Coach?
Well, you most certainly did. And let me thank Peter Concord and John Hankins and Howard Jones and Jersey Mike's subs for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to spend the best time of my life eating the best food of my life, these subs, with some of the best kids I've ever met in my life. You Tigers should be proud, and let me congratulate you for reaching this incredible milestone in your young lives. Football, as it is here in this county, should be revered more lavishly than Christmas. And let me thank all of you and your parents first, because your parents are very, very important, spoke in this wheel. But you young people, you young boys, and our young ladies as cheerleaders, let me thank all of you for choosing football, because football teaches all of the values of life. Football teaches probably more than anything else, respect. Respect. I used to tell my Titans, when the game starts, I want you to go out there and I want you to take their head off. But when the whistle blows, I want you to give it back to them respectfully. Because football, I want you to learn the value of respect, because, you know, respect can become the emotional glue that not only will bind your team together, but will bind your community and your school and your parents together. So let me thank you on behalf of Remember the Titans, starring Denzel Washington. Let me say thank you, thank you, thank you for your participation in this sport of life. Thank you.
That's Coach Herman Boone. He's going to speak to these kids a little bit more. You're going to see them behind. We're going to have many special guests. Hanover Township football behind us. The Tigers are here.
Yeah!
Good job. We'll be back in just a bit. Keep it right here. This is the Jersey Mike's Kickoff Extravaganza. Yeah!
We're here with Coach Frank,
and he's out here coaching the little guys out here with their flags on. What do you think kind of an event like this means to them? I mean, they're young. They might not, remember it for good. I know they're getting a little restless, but do you think it's pretty beneficial?
Yes, it is. And Jersey Mike's, we appreciate what you're doing here. And when we told them they're going to get sandwiches, they couldn't wait. Is practice over? Can we go get a sandwich? So, no, I think this is very nice of you guys to do.
Yeah, that's good.
With the kindergartens, it's you can see we're done already. So
they finished a little bit early, getting a little restless.
We usually, your attention span's about a half hour, but they're doing a good job. They really are.
Good. They're
the basics.
having a good time out there, too?
Yes, they are. They're having a lot of fun.
Good. Well, thanks, Coach. We'll catch up with you guys later.
All right, thanks.
We are back in Hanover Township. This is Brickyard Field behind me. Neil Sika with you for the Jersey Mike's Kickoff Extravaganza. You've seen the Jersey Mike's wrap-up shows on JerseyMike/FBU, and a great partnership being formed. The Hanover Township Tigers, the cheerleaders, they're practicing behind us. Thurman Moore's Tackling Academy. It's all going on right now, and we're rejoined by Keith Hertling, who's the Vice President of Operations for Jersey Mike's, as well as the legendary coach Herman Boone. Remember the Titans, T.C. Williams High School, 1971. We're going to get into what you said to the kids, Coach, because you talked to them just moments ago. But Keith, I want to talk to you because football, and I mentioned at the start of the show that it makes sense to partner with youth football. But essentially, football was the cornerstone and had a lot to do with the founding of Jersey Mike's with you and your young teammate at the time, Peter Cancro, who's the founder and CEO. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, our story goes back to Pop Warner, and this is bringing back great memories. Sitting next to this man, great memories. But back then, our football coach was also a bankerman. And Peter and I met playing Pop Warner. We had great respect for each other. We had great fun playing football. We learned lessons like Coach Brown told us. And it wasn't long thereafter, at age 17, is when our own football coach, the banker, was the one who got Peter the money to start and buy the only sub shop that was available. And the rest is history.
Well, to this day, you take him to varsity football games here in Jersey, right?
And our coach here, Coach Rod, is still a part of our lives, and anytime we have a home football game on Friday nights, we're gonna bring him.
That's outstanding, outstanding. Coach Boone, you gave so many messages to the kids, but in your perspective, what's the best thing you can tell kids of this age as they go forward, not only in life, but in their football careers?
Well, I think the best thing that anybody can tell these kids is keep your body clean, keep your mind clean and fresh, keep your soul with faith, because you weren't born for nothing. You're born to replace something. You're born to replace the doctor in your city. You're born to replace the mayor. And I say that.
Of course, we want everyone to hear you, so put that mic up and let everyone know. You're holding the sub too, which is key.
I'm holding the sub because I don't want anybody to get near this sub. This is the best sub I've ever had in my life, and it just happens to be Jersey Mike's sub and pastrami, and I don't want anybody to get. You guys stay away from me. You understand? I'm taking this home. But the lessons that football and life give our children, and it reinforces the fact that you're not going to be children in your lives. You're going to replace your elders in your community. So it's best that you learn now that, and I forgot to tell them something. My father was a very brilliant man, although he could not read his name if he saw it. He used to say, if you are going to win a race sometime in your life, and when you win that race and cross the finish line, don't forget to go back to the barn to take care of the horse that brought you across the finish line. And that is rolling up your sleeves and going in your community and doing what your coaches and your fathers and your parents are doing for you, and that's teaching you the values of life and the values of your community. And without doing that, we'll never have great communities in our country. It's up to our youth. So I do everything I can possibly do for our youth, and to encourage them and to motivate them, because I look at my football team, guys who some teachers said, oh, you're not going to make it. He's a brain surgeon in Mesa, Arizona. Jet pilots in the United States Air Force, mayor of Redondo, California, mayor of Alexandria, Virginia, chief of police in Alexandria, Virginia. And these young men have taken their place and their rightful place in the senior management of their country through the United States today. And if you think online, you go online and look at www.7-to-1 Original Titans, and it gives their bios and where they are today. And you'll be amazed at what these young men are doing, because someone somewhere told them that the world is waiting for their talent.
Well, I know the majority of America has seen the movie, and if you haven't, you should take a refresher course, because what, 11, 12 years?
11 years now.
Come out, yeah, that's fantastic.
And the United States, the armed forces today continue to use this movie as an integral part of their junior curriculum on teamwork, leadership, diversity, and more than anything else, respect.
Well, that is hand in hand, of course, with the message Jersey Mike's dealing with these youth, but FBU as well, and the partnership that's going to come across multiple platforms. Keith, you got to spend some of the time with Coach today. You were diagramming up plays at the store in Whippany. I know that.
Oh, he didn't beat me.
But what did you take away from his message? Because I know you were a pretty good football player in your own right, so this is a big deal for you.
It's a great deal. It's a great honor just to be here. But what he's saying is his players made a difference. And you look back, they don't know the foundations that were set at that time. They don't know that they were listening. Look at him now. That's what Peter was. And if you look at it, Pop Warner coach, young coach, high school coach, these guys are making a difference. They're paying it forward. And Peter took that, make a difference, give back, and you can see now of our 500, almost 600 stores, almost every owner in that position is doing the same thing that he's talking about. And this is the real world, and they're making a difference in lives all over the country.
This is the Jersey Mike's kickoff extravaganza. Legendary coach Herman Boone down on the far end, and loving the subs, the pastrami.
Oh, Lord. Stay away from them.
Stay away. Do not touch his
No,
sub.
you're not going to get it.
Keith Hertling is the Vice President of Operations for the Jersey Mike's franchise. A pleasure talking to you both. This is a great little platform for the kids. I know they're enjoying it, but we wish you the best going forward and look forward to this partnership going down the road.
It's going to be a beautiful thing. We can't wait.
Can I close without being paid for saying this? You see the sign in the commercials, eat more chicken. Eat more Jersey Mike. I tell you, it's the best sandwich I've ever had in my life.
You will not get a better off-the-cuff advertisement than that's for sure. That is legendary coach Herman Boone. This is the Jersey Mike's kickoff extravaganza. Hanover Township, the Tigers are practicing behind us here at Brickyard Field. We've got much more to come. Just keep it right here as you watch this Jersey Mike's kickoff extravaganza on Jersey Mike's/FBU.
From the creators of the U.S. Army Bowl comes Football University. The most exclusive football training in the country invites, trains, and announces the next generation of football stars. If you're a 6th to 12th grader with elite football ability, FBU is for you. FBU matches elite athletes with elite instruction. Nominate an athlete today at footballuniversity.org. FBU, by position, by professionals, by invitation only.
Twilight upon us here in Hanover Township. This is the Jersey Mike's kickoff extravaganza. Neil Sika back with you. The Tigers going through Thurman Moore's tackling academy behind us. And we have Keith Hertling, who's the Vice President of Operations for Jersey Mike's, and the President of All-American Games, Rich McGinnis. Good to see you, Rich.
Great to be here, Neil. As you see, it's a kickoff. The rain cooperated, and we're rolling. We're rolling with Jersey
yes,
Mike's.
the sun came out, which made this event all the more better. But I want to get into the partnership here and the fact that 15,000 athletes, not just at the youth level, but we're talking the FBU National Championships, the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, all the platforms that All-American Games are involved with. Jersey Mike's is going to be a part of feeding those athletes. How did this come about?
Neil, I would say this is one of the best partnerships, given the fit. And when I say the fit, that when I'm a Jersey Mike's fan, obviously. We've got one here in Parsippany. And given the nutritional value, the freshness of their sandwiches, we've always wanted to give our athletes at Football University or the U.S. Army game the best we could. Whether it was the best gear, the best helmets, and obviously fueling their ability is nutrition. So we decided to reach out to Jersey Mike's and see if they would fuel our athletes throughout the year at FBU with about 9,000 of the best football players from 45 cities, and down in San Antonio, when our 300-pound All-Americans need to eat, as you know, Neil, they don't stop. And it was a thrill to get Jersey Mike's and the nutritional value that they bring to the table to feed these great athletes. But I would say importantly, or as importantly, I've never met a company that has a bigger commitment to the youth of America in the communities across America. And I think a lot of companies talk a great game.
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's does more than anybody I know, and they actually, not a lot of folks know how much they do. And I do, because I've now seen them, and this is a great example. But they commit to the communities across America to be a part of their communities, not just in football, but in soccer. They've got a great big soccer platform, and never give up in giving back. And I think that's a great partner to have as well. When you think about all our great partners like Adidas and the Army and Gatorade, Jersey Mike's is now one of our bigger ones, and we're going to feed and fuel great football players across America in the next 8 months.
A lot of orders in San Antonio come the first weekend in January. I know that. Keith, speaking to that, we've already talked about the depth of football and how it plays into the role of Jersey Mike's just from the founding of the company. But what did you think when Rich and All-American Games approached you guys about this platform?
Well, I can recall quite vividly when I was in that meeting, and for us it was a no-brainer. I mean, we knew that we've been looking for a venue just like this anyway. And, for guys for you guys, having a nutritionist in the background here, speaking to the parents, I mean, that's huge. You are what you eat. We're not gonna, you can't argue that. But when we go forth in our endeavors, we're using the sub, and when Peter started that, it had to be the best meat you could possibly buy. You had to slice every onion, lettuce, and tomato in the store, every day fresh. The turkeys that we use are the most high-quality turkeys you can buy. This is, in their own juices packed. We cook our own roast beef in the store every day. We take this very seriously, and we have an entire company that's dedicated to serving quality food. What other better partnership could you find?
No doubt. And let me just add, I mean, what's great about this is we're all New Jersey-based, that this is a New Jersey-based partnership. Jersey Mike's, great history in New Jersey. We're obviously from this county up in the northern part of New Jersey, and when we get a chance to introduce another Jersey company that has a really great product, it's a thrill, because we do it in Nebraska and Texas and all that, and we're proud to say that we can go out there and campaign on behalf of Jersey Mike's and all that they do across the country, because we know them so well. But more specifically, Neil, I think the other exciting partnership elements to this platform is the tackling academies. We're going to be across America with Jersey Mike's, going into communities like this, teaching them how to tackle better. We've heard across the country that moms are getting more concerned about concussions, and that's a real concern. There's some attendance issues in some pockets of football across America that we got to, as football lovers, I know Keith's one as well, we got to deal with. And we got to show people that there's no guarantee you won't get hurt. But if you tackle right and you have the right equipment and you're fueled up with the right nutrition, you've got less of a chance of being hurt. So we'll be campaigning across the country with Thurman Moore, our tackling specialist, bringing great tackling tips across America to moms and dads and these kids like this. And obviously the nutrition presentation by Lori Quinn will be going into markets and sitting down with moms, probably more specifically than dads, and talking about how to fuel your kid up with the right ingredients and the fresh ingredients, and we're thrilled about that as well.
Well, let's not forget, too, we're living in the present with this show, the kickoff extravaganza, but the wrap-up shows, a chance to showcase the best youth football players in the country. We've got some of them behind us, but this is a neat little thing that's going to be nationwide.
No doubt. I think the exciting part about the media element, which really doesn't get featured as much as we do. Excuse me, Neil, I got to go shut up.
You are a popular man.
Sorry about
we know that.
And I should have shut up before I hopped on. The media is a fun part for the kids. And I think when you think about what kids love these days, is they want to see themselves. They all have access to computers, and SportsCenter is now a tradition in America to go watch the best plays. With Jersey Mike's supporting this endeavor, we've got the production capabilities here and back in our office to produce for leagues across America a weekly show that's going to highlight great football. And these kids will be able to check it out on Jersey Mike's and watch themselves and watch other great players, and now have their own SportsCenter style show that is exciting. So we're thrilled about that as well.
Keith wishes that was around when he was coming up.
You're
He's
not
selling
kidding.
himself
You're
short. He
not
was a heck
kidding.
of a football player.
I think Keith would probably blow up Sports Center from what I hear, and his partner.
That's right.
In the
Because
running,
you know
in the
why?
running.
We didn't have you guys back with us. We had spearing. We still talk about every day. Our necks are just so messed up from those days. But perhaps if we would have had some proper tackling back then, we'd even be better off today.
Guys, this is really exciting stuff. We're here. We've seen the Tigers perform behind us, but looking forward to a great year of fall football and all the way through January into San Antonio. Rich, thanks for stopping by. Rich McGinnis, the president of All-American Games, and Keith Hertling, who's the vice president of operations, Jersey Mike's. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, Neil.
All right.
See you in San Antonio.
Yes, absolutely. We've got a lot more to come here on this kickoff extravaganza. Night is falling, and we'll be right back after this.
Let's go.
I'm Drew Brees, and I want to introduce you to Swink.tv. Swink.tv is an amazing new online video service that lets you create personal highlight videos of your best plays. With Swink.tv, you can share all your highlights with all of your fans in seconds. If your team isn't signed up for Swink.tv, ask your coach to get with the program. And if you're already on Swink.tv, well, now's your chance to log in, create your Swink, and show off your moves. I wish I had this when I was younger. I'd have been all over it. Remember, with Swink.tv, you are the highlight.
And we continue to roll along on this Jersey Mike's kickoff extravaganza. Brickyard Field, this phenomenal facility behind us in Hanover Township. Neil Sika with you, and Keith Hertling stays along as the Vice President of Ops for Jersey Mike's. But now we welcome the Deputy Mayor, in his first year, the Deputy Mayor of Hanover Township. And he's also been on the Hanover Committee, planning. He helped build this field, this glorious facility behind us. And that's John Ferramaska. John, thanks for joining us. Great to see you.
Oh, thank you, Neil. It's a pleasure to be here, and welcome to our Field of Dreams.
Tell me a little bit about this field. You say Field of Dreams. It's a great story. Tell me how it came to fruition.
Well, this field today is probably one of the premier fields within Morris County, New Jersey. We're very proud of it, but the vision started about 10 years ago now. And when we look back 10 years ago, there was a number of issues which we needed to overcome. First of all, we didn't have a real football field. This is a practice field. It was about 55 yards. Where you see now those goal posts, we had some significant obstacles. And the way we approached it from a planning standpoint was we approached it as the project that couldn't be done. And the reasons why it couldn't be done, number one was that we had these major electrical transmission lines that were now in the area where we have our goalpost. In addition to those transmission lines, we had undercover areas on the field that were former part of the nickname for this field called the Brickyard. So there were tunnels that had to be managed. So in addition to the tunnels, in addition to overcoming the movement of trying to move transmission lines, coordinating with power companies, and as we built momentum and were able to fund this field, the Township Committee was all supportive of it, we then encountered an unbeknownst problem to us. And although we're in New Jersey, we encountered a problem that was almost a showstopper. And the showstopper was New Jersey had Indiana bats living in the trees that are adjacent to the Bee Meadow Pond. So we had to sit fallow and we had to cool our jets for approximately another season in order to let those poor bats migrate properly and move on out. Once the bats were out of the way, Neil, it was all full throttle, get the program going, because we were committed that this was all about our children. We look at football as part of our recreation program here, and it's really the development of children. It's not just athleticism, it's the whole values, it's the development of children, teaching them ideals, giving them quality experiences, allowing them to enhance their own personal identity. So for us, this is our Field of Dreams. We came together, and we're just so proud of our children for being able to play out there and celebrate and have a home field for the Tigers Football Club.
you mentioned several caveats, numerous ones, including the bats. And as I look at this, it's like a Monet, so you would never think that there was so many issues. But was the community itself, knowing how they wanted to improve their football program, to be involved as a community, were they willing to come forward and help you with any means necessary?
The coaches were wonderful. They stepped out. We had numerous occasions when we needed to have planning, actually not sitting at the conference room table over in Town Hall, but planning live on this field. Because, Neil, this is a community field, and part of it is that we wanted to maintain the beauty of this field with the beautiful pond setting, the tree line, and also be able to house additional activities here. So we're very happy. We have a full-sided football field. The Tigers can call it home, but this field is also multi-purpose. This houses our summer concerts in the park series, when we'll have nearly 1,000 members of our community out here on Monday nights enjoying a beautiful local concert. It also houses our growing lacrosse program in town. So the fact that we were able to deliver for our children in terms of football, in terms of lacrosse, and importantly supporting the active cultural program of the summer concert series is very important to the Hanover community.
Yeah, and Keith, as the Deputy Mayor, speaks to that, saying the sense of community. And of course, what Jersey Mike's stands for in their community outreach. This is kind of a dream scenario with how we have this set up here tonight, but more fields like that, I'm sure, all across this great nation that get involved with this youth platform that we're welcoming to the United States here this evening.
Well, we do see this all across the country, communities coming together like this, and I can say this man is relentless as he's teaching his football guys and the rest of his community, so they can take a lesson from him.
I got to ask what your favorite sub is at Jersey Mike's. I mean, you have to be thrilled about seeing this partnership.
Jersey Mike's is not just here as a sponsor of the program. Jersey Mike's is a member of our community. They have an anchor store in our Pine Plaza, and I'm over there and I get my turkey sub on a regular basis.
Well, great stuff, guys. The Deputy Mayor, John Ferramaska, who helped build this field, get it going, and you can see the tackling academies going on behind us. But thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks, my pleasure. Let me go back to the tackling. Take care, guys.
Yeah,
See ya.
That's John Ferramaska and Keith Hertling, who's the Vice President of Operations with Jersey Mike's. We will roll along. We've got some all-star football players that are going to come your way in just a bit on this Jersey Mike's kickoff extravaganza. You can find it all at jerseymikes.com/FBU. And it is just about nightfall here at the Jersey Mike's kickoff extravaganza. Neil Sika back with you in Hanover Township, Brickyard Field. We've heard from some great guests here so far this evening. Herman Boone, the legendary coach from T.C. Williams High School, 1971 Virginia State champs, and the synthesis for the movie Remember the Titans. We've also had Rich McGinnis, president of All-American Games. And we've heard from various people from Jersey Mike's, this great partnership, the Jersey Mike's wrap-up show coming to you. Keith Hertling, Vice President of Operations, has joined us for the first three segments. But let's talk some football, some X's and O's, because we've got some world-class talent here. And by I mean world-class, I know Jersey is proud of their football. We've got some of the top players in the state at all different levels. And we start with Brendan Mann, who's a U.S. Army All-American, was named to the game. He plays at Randolph High School, and he's verbally committed to Penn State. Sitting in the middle there is Joe Martinet. He's the all-time leading rusher in the state of New Jersey, had a phenomenal career at Rutgers, and was in the mix to make the New York Giants just as of a couple of weeks ago. And then a freshman stud, the quarterback at tradition-rich Bergen Catholic, and that's Jared Garantano, FBU member along the camps at Morris Catholic. Guys, welcome.
Thanks for having us. It's great to be here.
Brendan, I will start with you. You're going to play the game in San Antonio. Jersey Mike's is going to fuel the athletes. You're a part of the combine. You're a big dude. You're going to Penn State. It's kind of probably been a whirlwind for you over the last year and a half, all this excitement.
Sure, it's a great opportunity, and I'm thrilled to be one of the lucky ones, to play in this game.
What do you think you've taken from your days at FBU, and what did you learn at the academy last year that maybe helped you become a better football player going up against the nation's best before you play in the game this year?
Sure, you learn a lot of things at these camps, and all the great coaches. It was a great experience for me, and learned a lot.
Joe, I'd have to think that something like this, where these kids are being focused on right now at the youth level, but even in your high school days, Hope Hatcon, where you tore up the record book, maybe not the recognition that you wanted, everyone probably doubting you, but you proved them wrong. I know that you may be on the cusp of making an NFL team someday, but a great inspiration to say the least. What would something like this, if you could have participated back in the day, meant to you?
It would have been tremendous for me, a tremendous opportunity for me. To get my name out there, coming from a small school, a high school that wasn't known for football at all. We didn't have the great success that all these other schools and the Sussex Morris County had. So coming, having something like that, and just getting my name out there, and I'm confident in my abilities. So just to get the numbers out there and my name out there, and just to get people to see me visually, and we're going to agree, opportunity for me to help me get to where I wanted to get to.
How much pride did you take in actually staying in the state and playing at Rutgers?
No, it was a tough choice, but it was something I'm so proud of, being from New Jersey. Born and raised in New Jersey. All my family's here. I haven't really been outside of New Jersey that much, so I love my family, friends, and this whole area. So to play for New Jersey has only one state school, and to play for it, it was truly an honor.
Tell me about this experience with the Giants. You got to meet, I'm sure, some great people, and maybe an opportunity down the road. But what was that like?
It was like a dream come true. To get the phone call saying they wanted me to.
Did you grow up a Giants fan?
I actually didn't grow up, a fan of any team. I was more of a college football fan, and but all my best friends, my whole town are huge Giant fans. So they were real happy for me, and they would get to experience that with me. But the experience that I had there was just to meet with the guys, meet with the coaches, and see how being an NFL player is. It's an experience of a lifetime, and trying everything possible when we get back to that.
Jared, you're the talk of Bergen Catholic right now. You're a freshman quarterback. FBU has been big for you in terms of the camps. Morris Catholic. How are you a better player by going through what FBU's provided?
I believe that the technique has helped me out a lot in what they're teaching me about the faith, the family, all of that involved in sports that you need to succeed.
What personally did you want to get better at going in? What do you think you still have to get better at to improve?
There's always stuff that you can get better at, like footwork. You can always be working at your throwing mechanics, all of that stuff.
What do you make of this behind you with all these kids getting this exposure, this game day type atmosphere?
Feels just like yesterday back in junior football.
And who did you play for junior-wise?
Lodi.
Were you guys pretty good? Just frank. That's what I love about the Jersey guys. They don't beat around the bush. Brendan, Penn State, you make that commitment, and with all the stuff that they went to, Bill O'Brien really sold you, and we talk about this sense of community with FBU and the family, and Bill O'Brien's trying to start fresh with that in State College.
Sure. The new era of Penn State football, the mindset Bill O'Brien has brought to the Penn State community. I'm very proud to be a part of that.
All right, Jersey Mike's guys, favorite subs?
Roast beef.
Roast beef.
Italian.
Turkey.
Joe, with all your success at the high school level, you had over 80 touchdowns in your high school career, over 7,500 yards. What do you take away from that experience? Because I'm sure that's what people want to identify you with, but you're a blue-collar guy at heart, I would think.
No, it's just experiences I'm going to live with the rest of my life. I'm still best friends with the kids I've played on the team. I had a choice going into high school whether to go to private school or stay home, stay with my friends, and I made the decision to stay home and just continue with the kids that I grew up my whole life. And doing all that on the field, getting all the recognition, I was glad to have my family and friends around me for that. Just the experiences and the people I've met, I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life.
Jared, I'm sure you could take a little bit of what Brendan's been through, and even right now at your freshman levels, colleges are starting to take interest. How important is it to stay grounded with all that going around and just focus on being a good person, being a good football player, and not worrying about that? And these guys could probably speak to that experience.
Well, I tried starting to just not even mind and just keeping my mind focused on being the best that I can be and not worrying about all the outside stuff.
Brendan, I mean, could you see that coming when you had the opportunity and colleges started to talk to you and Joe the same way? I mean, was there pressure to kind of keep that on the back burner?
Sure, definitely. All my recognition started after sophomore year, a little later than yourself. You really just got to focus on your team, your high school team, and doing what's best for them. At the end of the day, it's football, and football's fun, and you just have to go out there and play hard, play as best you can be for your teammates, have fun with it.
Joe, we'll leave the last word with you because you're the elder statesman of the group, but have you heard anything in terms of going forward with any bites from NFL, or what's next football-wise here?
For me, my agent's been contacted with all 32 teams, and it's just a numbers game right now, and just got to continue to keep training, continue to keep waiting, and hopefully just get that one opportunity that I've dreamt of, and just make the most of it.
What do you think of these new uniforms, by the way?
I think they're great. A nice new style.
Have you had your selection tour situation yet?
I was selected last Friday.
Oh,
so
how was that?
It was amazing. Awesome. It was great. It was a great honor.
Yeah, keep an eye out. The selection tour is out there for the U.S. Army All-American Bowl participants this upcoming January. We're getting bid up here at Hanover Township Field, but it is a great experience. This is the Jersey Mike's Kickoff Extravaganza. Best of luck to all you guys in your football careers, and thanks for spending some time here this evening with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Brendan Mann, Joe Martinick, and then we've got, of course, Jared Garantano, freshman at Bergen Catholic High School. We've got a little bit more to come here on our Jersey Mike's Kickoff Extravaganza. You can find all the action, including the wrap-up shows, at jerseymikes.com/FBU.
From the creators of the U.S. Army Bowl comes Football University. The most exclusive football training in the country invites, trains, and announces the next generation of football stars. If you're a 6th to 12th grader with elite football ability, FBU is for you. FBU matches elite athletes with elite instruction. Nominate an athlete today at footballuniversity.org. FBU, by position, by professionals, by invitation only.
Neil Sika back with you at the Jersey Mike's Kickoff Extravaganza. This is Hanover Township's Brickyard Field. It's a magnificent facility, and the Tigers continuing their practice. They've got big games this weekend against Madison at the varsity JV and Pee Wee levels. We're going to hear from their commissioner and coaches in just a little bit. But as we roll along here, some of the presentations that the kids got to see, both on the field and then important decisions off. Key as well, and that ties in with the Jersey Mike's partnership. We have FBU's resident nutritionist. She's here right now. She's going to talk healthy eating, and that's Lori Quinn. Lori, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thurman Moore has been all around the block in NFL coaching circles, as well as the college game, UCLA, Buffalo, Syracuse. I could go on, and then he's the founder of the Tackling Academy, but teaching these young kids the lost art of tackling, and he gave a Tackling Academy here tonight. Thurman, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
We'll start with you. There's kids out there. I mentioned a lost art tackling. How do you go about teaching this at the grassroots level? I know you work with NFL guys, but what's the most important thing you're stressing when you start day one on the defensive side of the football?
Making sure they have solid fundamentals. Especially for tackling, making sure the neck's in the strongest position when they have the impact of the tackle. Making sure they understand that the power of a tackle doesn't come from stopping them with their head, but actually using their hips and using the largest part of their body, the chest, and just really continue to allow them to understand the confidence they can have in doing it the right way and being effective and still being safe at tackling.
Concussion's a big topic and the way people are hitting each other. But is it simpler than that? I mean, can you really stress that and say, look, if you do it properly, you won't have that problem. I know that guys get bigger and stronger at different ages, but is there a simple fundamental to the fact of we can prevent this by starting them young to teaching them the proper technique?
Yes, absolutely. I've been running my company for about 9 years now. We had a study last year where one of the programs we did for the last 4 years, they have tracked their concussions for their league, and we reduced their concussion percentage 50% in 1 year after taking on Tackling Academy and then doing the right fundamentals. I mean, the players are going to do what the coaches ask them. And the coaches are instructed how to do it, understand the basic fundamental teaching progression of a safe tackle. Then what that's going to allow them to do is, one, be an effective tackling team, but then two, also be a safe tackling individual as they approach the game.
Lori Quinn is our Director of Nutrition, and you spoke to the mothers mainly, and there's important steps off the field. I know it's all about just eating healthy, and it can be simple, can it?
It is really simple, and players don't realize that 80% of their performance does come from the foods they eat. So performance and recovery, a big part of eating, but it can be simple. It's just eating whole foods.
Well, let's talk about Jersey Mike's, because you eat the turkey and the 70% protein content, fresh quality food that can help fuel these young athletes.
Absolutely, and the neat thing about Jersey Mike's is that they do offer so many vegetables and meat selection, so you never get bored with the choice. But the neat thing about getting Mike's Way sandwich with the lettuce, tomatoes, olive oil, vinegar, is that it has all of the antioxidants to fight all of the damage that's done on the field. It has a full serving of vegetables, and it covers a lot of deficiencies. A lot of players are deficient in zinc, calcium, and vitamin D, magnesium, and eating a Jersey Mike's sub can cover all of those vitamins that are missing from teams' diet.
Yeah, and it's gotta be tough. I mean, kids are practicing late right now. They're on the go all the time. You're a mother of two, taking the necessary steps to not picking up the fast food or the junk. I mean, what is the biggest mistake that people make right now, and what's step one in terms of determining you can find that healthy food and make the right decisions?
Right. Typically, poor choices are made when we don't plan properly. When we get too hungry and we make a poor decision, like driving through a fast food place. The cool thing about Jersey Mike's is that it is fast food, but it's healthy. It's not fried, so that you can feel good about making healthy choices. The other part is recovery nutrition happens in the first 90 minutes after a practice. So if you don't have dinner waiting on the table, then you need to have a healthy alternative to quickly refuel and recover the muscles properly. So stopping into a quick bite to Jersey Mike's doesn't break the bank, but it does fill up the fuel tank.
Well, strategy, game planning, Thurman, you know a little bit about that. Anyone impress you out there in the drills that you put together here tonight?
You know, I was impressed as a whole program. The young men listened real well. An abbreviated program, they were able to acquire a skill. It takes about 10,000 reps to acquire a skill. And I think they're on their way to, being a better fundamental tackling program. I had the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. They were very attentive, and for a guy to come in there, not to know me, kind of be thrown right into the fire, I thought they did a wonderful job.
To speak hand in hand to what both of you are doing, and it's interesting to see how athletes nowadays, especially at the high school and the college level, they'll pick up the extra element of eating right in their game and the way people train now. I mean, can you see that process? You work with NFL guys all the time. They're treating their bodies like temples, and it goes maybe to the fact that you have to start at that early age of realizing that.
Yeah, right now I have a few guys three guys that play at night, and I watch them, and I see this little green bag outside the door, and what they have is a nutritionist who gives them their meal plan, who gives them their meals, and they understand fully what Lori's trying to teach them as far as, hey, what you put in your body is what you're going to get out. And then also to the fact as far as what I do, they know that all the little things count. It takes about 10,000 reps to acquire a skill, and eating right, and getting multiple reps, trying to acquire a skill. They're trying to do all the right things to make themselves successful at the game.
Great stuff. And Lori's going to provide the best information all across the country, that's for sure. And I know she's happy that it was warm tonight, despite coming up from the home down south in Florida. But great to see you, and a great job as always. We'll look forward to hearing more about your nutritional value down the road.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That is Lori Quinn, and then Thurman Moore. We're going to see you around, my man. FBU, San Antonio on the docket. So thanks so much for the great tackling academies.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thurman Moore and Lori Quinn, our Director of Nutrition for FBU, and he's the founder of the Tackling Academy and the defensive line coach at many of the FBU camps that our youngsters participate in across the country. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to put a bow on this show. The Jersey Mike's Kickoff Extravaganza at this phenomenal facility behind us, Brickyard Field, Hanover Township. The Tigers are going to join us next. Keep it right here. JerseyMikes.com/FBU.
I'm Drew Brees, and I want to introduce you to Swink.tv. Swink.tv is an amazing new online video service that lets you create personal highlight videos of your best plays. With Swink.tv, you can share all your highlights with all of your fans in seconds. If your team isn't signed up for Swink.tv, ask your coach to get with the program. And if you're already on Swink.tv, well, now's your chance to log in, create your Swink, and show off your moves. I wish I had this when I was younger. I'd have been all over it. Remember, with Swink.tv, you are the highlight.
And we are back at Brickyard Field one final time. The Hanover Township Tigers, they were practicing all night. Great kids, great coaches, some of them joining me here now, including the president, Mike Roman. Great to see you.
Too. Thank you.
And of course with us we've got Dan Poulter, Steve Barone, coaching the 6th Pee Wee team. JV and varsity playing later this week. Big games at Madison. Then of course a few levels below that going to flag, pre-clinic. Just tell us about football in Hanover Township. How good is it getting, and the structure and the tradition that you guys have?
Well, it's we're growing the program now. We're trying to put a lot of effort into getting the kids coming out and staying with us, retained. You know, retention is important for us this year. So we're doing our best to keep the kids coming back, giving them that life lesson like Coach talked about earlier today. And you know, just making them excited about football. And it's hard because there's a lot of negative publicity right now against football, but we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. So,
as coaches, how excited are you guys to be a part of something like this? And is there continuity between keeping in touch with your JV, your varsity, and the Pee Wees, even on down to see how the progressions go with the kids?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely keep in touch with each other. It's a small town, so everyone knows everything and what's going on with everybody. So everyone's into giving everyone the uplift and keeping them positive and going forward. So yeah, we're in touch with all of them. And as a program, we try to make it a point to make sure that we're all always on the same page, kind of teaching the same things. So it's the right way to go.
I heard the backstory of this magnificent field here. We had a great setting on this night, and speak to that. Tell me about what it's like to play here all the time.
Well, it was a struggle, and these are two board members with me right here. Danny's in charge of the fields, and Steve's in charge of equipment. And Dan was very instrumental helping us get the field going. The town has been reluctant to put the money into the football program in this town, but we've pushed and the results are definitely excellent. You can see back there. You know, we had struggled with the field was not the right size. It was 80 yards. They made it 100, and the grass was hard to put down. So it's really worked out nice. It's looking beautiful, and we're real proud of it. The town's very proud of it, and that's what's important.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You speak to the struggle, and there's a fundraiser going on right now. The Neighbors program. Tell us a little bit about what's in place to help you guys. I know you want to improve some things here.
Well, you know, for the program, we're trying to raise as much money as we can because we want to do things. Last year, we raised money. We bought some lights for some of the practice fields we're on. We don't have lights on the practice fields, and this year we got a shed down there. We're trying to put pavers around it to make it look real nice and attractive for people to come and enjoy the football games. And we're selling off bricks, pavers, engraved pavers for a fundraiser. So it's going to be an ongoing fundraiser for probably the next 5, 6, 7 years, I'd imagine.
Oh, wow. Speaking of bricks, I think we've got a special presentation to help with that campaign. We're going to bring in the International Director of Scouting and Recruiting for FBU. And that's Steve Quinn. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great, Neil. Great to be working with you again, of course. And on behalf of Football University and All-American Games, we'd like to present this check to the paper program to the coach over here and the board members and commissioner and the Hanover Tiger Youth Football Association, and all the actual alumni that we have that have been to Football University, a part of your program, and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much,
Thank you
Steve.
so much, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for having us out here.
Great time. Favorite Jersey Mike sub, by the way.
What's that? What's my favorite?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Probably the Italian. Well, she got me turkey because I'm trying to watch my weight.
Favorite? Turkey and provolone with hot peppers.
Number 7.
I was there with my boy last night. We both had turkey. Steve? I'm a turkey man as well because I have a nutritionist called Lori Quinn that makes me a turkey man.
That makes 3 out of 4. Lori Quinn, our great guests all night long. This was a special night here, Hanover Township football back in action. Best of luck to you guys down the road.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
It was a lot of fun. Our great crew from Football University helping us all night. We got some great football athletes, and you'll be able to check all this out all season long. JerseyMikes.com/FBU. On behalf of the president of All-American Games and Rich McGinnis and Keith Hertling, the vice president of operations for Jersey Mike's. Thanks so much for tuning our way here this evening from the Brickyard Field, this Jersey Mike's kickoff extravaganza. I'm Neil Siegel. We'll talk to you very soon. Until then, good night. Be sure to check out all the youth football action on JerseyMikes.com/FBU.